Thank you very much for the opportunity to appear today before you on the economic aspects of the Asia rebalance. I'd like to thank the committee for its leadership in supporting our engagement with the East Asia Pacific region. Recognizing that America's future prosperity and security are intertwined with the prosperity and security of the East Asia Pacific region, President Obama made a strategic commitment when he came into office to rebalance our interests and investments to the region. He set out a clear objective for the United States to sustain a stable security environment and advance a regional order rooted in economic openness, peaceful resolution of disputes, and respect for universal rights and freedoms. The administration remains committed to this objective. The President himself has hosted 7 Asian leaders this year, including 6 visits to the Oval Office. The Vice President, as you mentioned, was recently in the region. Secretary Kerry is just returning from his trip, his 4th trip this year, and many other cabinet members have traveled to Asia this year. Our economic engagement is aimed at creating jobs and opportunities for the American people, as well as shared prosperity in the region, and reinforcing our longstanding engagement in the region. The past few generations have produced an extraordinary period of prosperity in the East Asia Pacific region. And tapping into this economic dynamism is important for our interests. Even as we continue to lay the foundation for future economic ties, we're already seeing progress in many areas. For example, U.S. goods and services exports to the region totaled nearly $555 billion last year, which is up 31% from 2008. And were estimated to have supported as many as 2.8 million jobs here in the United States. Our companies are the leading investors in the region with cumulative investment of over $600 billion in 2012. Meanwhile, foreign investment from the region to the United States has also sharply increased, again up about 31% since 2008. But we want to do more. We're using a whole-of-government effort in close partnership with the private sector, the business community. We're advocating for U.S. businesses, working to attract foreign investment and tourism, reduce trade and investment barriers, and promote prosperity. Secretary Kerry is personally advancing the U.S. economic agenda in the region through his active engagement with regional leaders, business leaders, and entrepreneurs. Our embassies and consulates are key partners in this effort. Most of them have established interagency task forces within the embassies to provide economic, commercial, agricultural, and trade services to promote exports and advocate on behalf of U.S. companies. We're very actively engaged working with our colleagues from the Commerce Department in commercial advocacy at the highest level on behalf of U.S. firms. In fact, just a few weeks ago, the State Department worked with the Department of Commerce to launch the Select USA Summit, in which over 170 companies from East Asia Pacific region attended. Beyond this, we're also laying the policy groundwork for expanded trade and investment. We have a number of bilateral free trade agreements in the region, including recently with Korea, and are now in the final stages of the Trans-Pacific Partnership negotiations. As Secretary Kerry noted recently, quote, "A shared commitment to economic growth and innovation is part of why the Trans-Pacific Partnership Agreement is a cornerstone of the President's economic policy in Asia. This partnership will drive growth and create jobs across the Asia-Pacific region and the United States," end quote. APEC also remains a key forum in which we're able to advance efforts to reduce barriers to and facilitate trade and investment, promote growth, and strengthen economic integration. APEC is effective in providing a formal role for the private sector, and we collaborate closely with the U.S. business community to achieve tangible, useful outcomes. The TPP negotiations themselves are an important outgrowth of the trade and investment liberalization agenda of APEC. We're also increasing our economic engagement with ASEAN and bilaterally throughout the region, including intensive bilateral engagement with key economies in the region, such as China, Japan, and Korea, working on things like IPR protection, resolving commercial disputes, expanding market access. And very importantly, we're also working to do what we can, including with our USAID colleagues, to promote inclusive, sustainable growth in the region so that these markets grow, these markets which are so key to our future, continue to grow, creating prosperity there, but also opportunities there. And that's why we continue to provide a lot of assistance with the support of the committee and Congress supporting this inclusive growth framework. I'd like to conclude by underscoring the fundamental point that a peaceful and prosperous East Asia-Pacific benefits the people of the United States and the region. The State Department is totally committed to the Asia rebalance, and in particular, is dedicated to ensuring that our economic engagement continues to be strong and focused on creating prosperity for East Asia and for the United States. Thank you very much.